everyone. I am going to be making a couple of dishes. I'm going to be making a Cioppino. Originally, a Cioppino has certain ingredients, certain that kind of reflects where it comes from, and it's been said that it comes from San Francisco, California. Woohoo! Yay! But it also has ingredients that I don't have right now, which is the crab and the scallops, and but I do have some lobsters and some mussels and clams, and I think that'll give it enough of that flavor from the sea, from the Pacific Ocean. And I'm not too certain where it comes from, but I used to make it all the time for my kids, and they loved it. I think they did. Well, and I'm also going to be making a paella. Now, a paella, it normally uses arrobio rice, which is an actually Italian rice, but paella is a Spanish dish. So, and it's also a seafood dish, but that's going to be a little bit different. So I'm going to first start off with my Cioppino, and then we'll go from there, and we'll just kind of venture into the paella. So kind of traveling through Europe a little bit right now. So okay, so as you see, I have a whole bunch of ingredients here, and it's going to, if you're not a seafood lover, then I'm sure you can switch up the ingredients to get that same, using the same technique. So either way, it's delicious. I love the seafood, and I could actually live on it. So anyways, I'm going to heat up, these are cast iron skillets that I'm going to be using. And I'm not going to be using my paella dish. I'm going to be using a cast iron skillet, and the reason why I like using the cast iron skillet is because it heats evenly, and I love it. I grew up on cast iron skillets, and I just think it's kind of nice to have a cast iron skillet, and kind of takes me into the old world of cooking. So okay, so I'm heating up my my pot here, and this is like for your stews and stuff, since I'm going to be using, it's going to be like a soup. I have my veggies that I'm going to go ahead and start. Now, usually Cioppino, we don't use, some folks don't use a mirepoix, but I am going to be using it, the mirepoix. This is my version, and everybody has their own, and that's fine, but this is the way I make it. So anyways, I'm going to heat it up. Go ahead and put some extra virgin olive oil in there. Okay. I'll go ahead and toss. I love the flavor of celery in pretty much in any dish. And I'm going to go ahead and use onions on this one. You can use shallots if you prefer. I'm going to use a couple onions. The main thing you want is, these onions are strong. sneaking up in my eyes. Okay. So I like adding my veggies and sauteing them, and it just kind of, I don't know, to me it's a base. For me, it's a base for these wonderful dishes. Wow! Oh my goodness. It's like I can feel my eyes watering and the glasses are not protecting. Hey. So that's a couple small onions that I have, or you could use a large onion. Let that saute. Oh, I'm making a mess, aren't I? Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and use a carrot. Now, how I peeled this carrot, I'll show you real quick. I love carrots. Basically, you take a spoon and you just kind of scrape it. And just, these are already peeled, so, and it's so easy. That way you don't take a lot of the meat of the carrot off. So and I love color in my food. It's always important to have color in your food. I mean, I've always felt like color just makes food taste better, and there's a lot of healthy nutrients in color. It's just nice, nicer. And they don't really, I mean, as you see, I have them pretty much sliced evenly. I mean, this isn't going to be like, I mean, this is just a little rustic. So I'm going to take some cloves of garlic. I'm removing the peeling off of these because I wouldn't want anybody to eat those peelings. And then also, excuse me, the ends of those, like a nice clean. And you normally you don't have to, but it's just nicer. Put those in there. Do a couple more. So just. And this is a really easy recipe. I mean, it doesn't take time to cook. You're just going to be cooking, basically sauteing the vegetables and then cooking. And it doesn't take long to cook the fish that you're going to be adding. Okay, I'm going to put some bell pepper in there. I'll clean up in a minute. It's always nice to have a bowl so you can throw your little stuff that you're not going to use. And I use the whole bell pepper. If you want to get fancy, you could. I mean, you could. I think it's nice to have, to go to a five-star restaurant and have those perfectly cut carrots and perfectly cut bell peppers, julienne, and brunoise. I think that's all nice. But like I said, this is, I mean, just really a rustic, nice rustic dish that it's not really hard to make. Usually you want to serve this with a bread, like a toasted garlic bread. That's always yummy. So what I'm going to add just a little bit of red chili flakes. Just a little bit. It's to your preference. If you want it spicy, you add a little bit more. I'm going to add a little bit of smoked paprika. Just a little. Because I love the flavor of smoked paprika. Like that. And I add a little bit of oregano. And I need a bigger kitchen. No, this is fine. Anyways. And you just kind of, I like my smalcosina. Okay. And to this, ooh, that smells so good. Smells. So I have a little bit of anchovies, and I'm going to be treating them because it has that nice fishy, because it's a seafood. I'm basically going to be treating them as if they were a salt. So, oh, my stuff is leaking. So I'm going to add those in there. And so it's it's creating a nice bond. I'm going to go ahead and put a nice cup of red wine. And then what I poured in here, it's different than tomato paste. What I poured in here was a pasta sauce. It's tomato basil. And I just poured that in there, and instead of doing, because they've done all the hard work, I just make it easy on myself. And then I have a seafood stock. This is out of Maine. And I found this beautiful stock while I was in the East Coast visiting my kids. And I said, oh, I've never seen this. So, and I read it, and it's out of Maine. I said, yay. Love it. Okay. Let me go ahead and wipe this down. I made a little splatty mess. And I'm going to bring that to a boil. A simmer. Or a boil. So it's almost like you're doing if you've looked at one of my videos, it's almost like you're doing a crayfish boil. So fish is really easy. Always when you're cooking in the kitchen and you know it's going to be a while before you put the fish in there, always keep it on some ice. So okay. So I'm going to I want to put some ham in it. This is my version of Cioppino. I want that ham flavor. So, and I'm also going to put in my paella. Yeah. So I'm going to put chunks of ham in it. And so ham can cook a little bit longer. If you want to put sausage in it, you can. I mean, there's no rule against how you make it, but of course I'm going to put my clams in there, but I'm also going to put it in my paella. So I'm going to use half my ham for this dish and half for the other. It's going to be nice. Okay, put this aside. And then I have my clams, and then I also have my clams, and then I have my lobster, which is probably going to go in my paella, and I have codfish, and I have shrimp. Of course, I'm going to put shrimp in there because that also goes in your Cioppino as well as your paella. So however you want to do it. So, I mean, it's just nice. Now, I like deveining my shrimp. I do. I think I'm going to put the shrimp in my Now remember, you can put your shrimp in your paella. I think I want to put it in my chip. Nah, I'll save some. What the heck? Put them in both. I was going to put all of it in my Cioppino, but in my Cioppino I think I'm going to use a lot of cod.